So are you moving to Halifax? Are you trying to stay on top of the Halifax market? Get a feel for like what are the hot neighborhoods, what are the prices going for, how much is the inventory? Well, if that's you, you want to stay tuned because we've got the information coming right up. Hey everyone, it's Richard Payne here from eXp Realty and Halifax Homes and Lifestyles. And seeing as it is such a glorious day here in my home, which is Fall River, we figured we may as well actually sit outside and get a bit of daylight. So we're going to go into all of the information that you need to make sure that you're ahead of the market, that you understand what's going on here in Halifax. Because if you've been following along for the videos, and if you haven't been following along, then I need you to do two things. Number one, hit the subscribe button, which is just down below, because then you'll stay up to date with all of the videos, all of the information and everything else that's coming on. Number two, smash the bell, because that's going to give you an alert so that when I do get new videos out there, you're going to see them and you're going to get emailed and then you get to watch them. My subscriber count goes up, which is really a good thing for me. I mean, you know, let's face it, we all want a lot of subscribers. But let's talk about the Halifax market for the end of May, because we're in June. Summer, as you can see around me here, has absolutely started here. But the question remains, how has the actual Halifax market performed? And it is still on fire. Like, we are still seeing multiple offers. We're seeing houses going for over asking price, like the whole 9 yards that you could ever imagine. And again, if you've been watching the videos, you know we've been saying this now for probably a good 12 months. But it's just not showing any signs of slowing down. We're still at really low inventory levels, and that really is going to drive everything, because if you have high demand but low inventory, there's only one thing, according to my economics class back in, I don't know, 1992 or something when I did it, high supply, high demand, low supply, prices go up, and that is exactly what we're seeing. So the average price point right now here in the whole of HRM, the regional municipality, because we group everybody together, is $517,832. So it's gone up a lot. And when we look, because we always like to make sure that we're comparing this to last year, you can see that last year the average price point was $382,184. That's a 36% price increase from last year to this year. So when you start looking at a hot market, then absolutely this is us. Let's look at list to sale price, 111.7%. That's an average of $54,000 over asking price. Now, yes, we can go into the specifics of the markets as we always do, but that's just an average for all of the different markets. Now, last year, that sale to list price was 99%. So last year, average price was $382,000. You'd have been paying roughly $380,000 on average for a house inside the HRM. Now, the reason that's happened is because we talk about supply and demand. So let's talk about the supply. 364 homes for sale at the end of May in the whole of HRM. Last year, 1,123. We are down 68% in terms of the amount of houses that are for sale last year to this year. Now let's look at the amount of homes that we sold. 615 homes were sold in the month of May. Last year, that was only 426, so we're up 44%. So that shows you that we have a massive amount of demand for the houses in Halifax, and we have no real supply. Now, when we look at those two numbers together, how many houses were sold, how many are for sale, that gives us a 0.6 months of inventory on the market. Last year, 2.6 months. So last year wasn't actually that great either, because there was obviously only 2.6 months of inventory. But now we're down to less than a month. It's literally 0.6, just a little bit more than half a month. So that's not a lot of inventory at all right now. Some of the key numbers, days on market. Let's start with last year. 57 days last year. This year, a little bit of a drum roll, a little bit of a pause for anticipation and build up and suspense. 16 days on average for houses to stay on the market, and we know that realtors are holding about 3, maybe 4 days to make sure that not only can you get everybody in to look at the house, but then on that 3rd or 4th day, that's the day that they're accepting all offers. So we're literally adding 4 days onto that number, so maybe the real number is more like 12 days. So that's really the overall picture for everything that's going to go on inside of HRM. We want to look a little bit more specific. So let's look at our top 3 markets by units of volume, houses sold. So number 1, coming in first place, is Timberley, Prospect, Upper Tantala and St. Margaret's Bay Area. 63 homes sold, 28 homes active, 0.4 months. Average price point there, $453,000, 113% sale to list price, and we are 64 days on market. So there's an interesting number there. Now, I delved a little bit more into this market because Upper Tantallon, Timberley in particular, has a couple of new housing developments going on there, and that could definitely screw up or skew the numbers to the higher side for the average days on market, because when a builder lists a house, they're going to do what's called a facsimile design. That means here's the house, here's the design, here's the lot. If you feel like looking at it, then let me know, because it's going to be built in 6 months from now. So that facsimile can stay on the market for an awful long amount of time, amount of days on market, so therefore it screws the whole numbers and everything goes up. But there was only 9 out of the 63 homes, there was only 9 actually that were new homes that were actually for sale. So it's kind of interesting when we talk about new home development, and we'll pick on the number 3 market soon to talk about new developments there as well. But when there's only 9 homes that have been sold out of the 63, that tells me that almost all of that market is actually looking at what we'll call a resale home. Maybe just a few of them have been on the market a little bit longer, or maybe those 9 brand new homes have been on the market so long that they skewed that number upwards. Number 2, first time ever inside the top 3 is East Hants. Now, East Hants is made up of Elmsdale, Enfield, 9 Mile River, Dutch Settlement, quite a few different areas, but the 2 primary areas are definitely Elmsdale and Enfield. Average price point there was $389,000. 31 days on market, 46 homes sold, 47 homes active, which, whoa, that gives you 1 month of inventory. But the interesting thing here is that whole market there is definitely picking up because of one reason: value for money. When you're looking at the average at $518,000 for the whole of HRM, but Elmsdale, Enfield, Lance area is at $389,000. That tells you people are going there because they don't mind the extra 10 or 15 minutes drive from, say, Fall River, further up towards the airport. But they're definitely looking for the value for money. 104% sale to listing ratio there as well. So that's really that whole area. It's all about value. Number 3, Bedford. Very famous for parts of Bedford West and obviously the new developments. Interesting in there, 45 homes sold, only 3 were actually new developments, new builds that were being sold. And that tells you that the builders are running out of properties to sell. Or, as we know from one builder here, Marchand Homes, they've actually pulled all of the houses off the market because they can't cope with the amount of inquiries they're getting, and they want to just concentrate on the next 12 months, delivering the houses in good quality, as expected, as on time, to the actual buyers of the properties. So that's, I think, the reason why we're not seeing really any new houses actually getting sold right now, is it's all down to the fact that they just can't necessarily cope with the demand, the inquiries, and they don't want to be saying, well, okay, if you write me an offer today, I can build your house in 18 months time. Like, that's not really great for a builder to say. So that's what's going on there. But the average price point there is pretty high, $626,000. 13 days on market, the days on the market, yeah, and inventory of 0.6 months. So that's kind of what's going on in the Halifax market. Definitely subscribe, definitely hit the bell, definitely give me a shout if you're interested and you want to find out like any more details about your specific market down there, because like I say, we've never seen this market. It's still carrying on. I think it's still going to carry on. It's not showing any signs of slowing down at all. You know, we are seeing a little bit less of a price increase from month to month, but you know, we're still so much over asking price, last year's average price, that you know, it's just not going to slow down. So those were the numbers for May. We got plenty more videos coming up. There's a lot of history on the channel as well, so you can go and subscribe, hit the bell, look at all that content, and if you have any questions about the different neighborhoods, which is the right one for you, more than happy to have a call, more than happy we can talk to each other on Zoom, and you can see me and I can see you, and we'll get you taken care of.